Good evening and welcome to this week's episode of the Irish Art Show, brought to you from the Scientology Community Centre, Dublin. Believe it or not, today we celebrate our second anniversary. The show originally started on the 8th of April 2021 when Stephen and the Scientology Community Centre volunteers collaborated to combat the pandemic blues. As you all know, during the pandemic, life for an artist became rather unbearable. That led to the conception and purpose of our show, to provide a platform for musicians and other artists to do what they love doing most. The show was designed to bring entertainment and joy to those who were stuck at home and unable to enjoy live music or art. The show kept going strong and up to now has welcomed over 400 artists to this very stage. It's featured young and upcoming artists as well as names well recognised on the Irish music scene. It also hosted 3 successful online fundraisers during the pandemic, raising over €15,000 for causes such as Children's Hospital, fighting cancer or homelessness. Recently, the show has broadened its horizons from solely featuring music to now include all types of art. As you know, our show name changed to the Irish Art Show early this year to reflect that expansion. And our future is looking very bright. We've bookings coming in constantly, and with slots gone until September this year, it looks like we will be celebrating our 3rd anniversary next year with a bang. Remember, all artists, creatives are welcome on the show. So if you would like to get featured, just message us. In keeping with our anniversary theme, I'm delighted to be hosting tonight's show and featuring my wonderful friend and co-host, Stephen Leeson, along with Barry and Mick Maguire, who are the amazing Greenband. They are a lively band with strong vocals, fiddle and banjo, performing well-known classic Irish ballads, traditional Irish dance tunes, historical Irish songs and some originals. They come from Dublin, Meath and Louth, and have over 20 years of experience playing music full-time. Before forming the Greenband, its musicians have played alongside the Dubliners, the Dublin City Ramblers, Mary Black, the Fureys and Davey Arthur, and the Dublin Legends, to name but a few. A new live album in 2023 is one to watch out for. Could you please welcome the Greenband?
Good evening, everybody, and thank you very much, and thank you to Angel for such a great intro for the band. We're going to sing, we're called Greenband Music, and we're going to do a little song this time. It's a song that was last recorded by, it was one of the last songs that Luke Kelly ever recorded, and he'd be one of our idols anyway. It's a beautiful song called A Song for Ireland.
Walking all the day, neath salt towers of falcons build a nest. Silver wing they fly, they know the call of freedom in the breast. Starlight head against the skylights, whistle rocks, they run to the sea, living on your western shores. I saw summer sunsets, I asked more. I stood by your Atlantic Sea, and I sang a song for Ireland, drinking all the day in old pubs with fiddlers love to play. Someone touched the bow, he played a reel that seems a random gay. Southern dingle beach and cast and wild foam, we found Atlantic bass, living on your western shores. I saw summer sunsets, I asked more. I stood by your Atlantic Sea, and I sang a song for Ireland. Talking all day with true friends who try to make you stay, telling jokes and news and singing songs that pass the time away. Watch the Galway salmon run like silver dancing, dancing in the sun, and living on your western shores. I saw summer sunsets, I asked more. I stood by your Atlantic Sea, and I sang a song for Ireland, dreaming in the night. I saw land that no one had to fight. Waking in your dawn, I saw you crying in the morning light, sleeping where falcons lie. They twist and turn all in the red blue sky, living on your western shores. I saw summer sunsets, I asked more. I stood by your Atlantic Sea, and I sang a song for Ireland.
Oh, lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Song for Ireland. Okay, we're going to do an old traditional song, meaning over 100 years old. And this is called As I Roved Out. One, two, three, four.
horse, wind up right in the bits, led him to the stable. She took me a horse, wind up right in the bits, led him to the stable. As many boats and soldiers are so late to be a stable. But me to I am, running in line, I fall in very all, yo. To the break of day, and it'll one day hear us. And there he lays to the break of day, and it'll one day hear us. And I get up and on me clothes and said I must be leaving. Let me till I am on the night of all the Larry-o. And when will you be back again? And when will we be married? When will you be back again? And when will we be married? Said pilgrim chairs and Christmas bells, it's time that we be married. Let me till I am on the night of all the Larry-o. Let me till I am on the night of all the Larry-o. Let me till I am on the night of all the Larry-o.
Thank you. Okay, brilliant. I'm going to hand you over to Mick or Barry or Banjo Barry. I was getting confused with names. Having that chat with Angel earlier saying I couldn't believe everybody gets the names confused all the time, but Banjo Mick is going to play a song for us.
There's a song called McAlpine's Fusiliers. It's about a lot of the Irish emigrants, fellas, went to work in England years ago, trying to make their fame and fortune. Our father being one of them, back in the day, you know. So we always think of the old man when we sing songs like this about fellas who drank and worked hard and played hard, and, you know, it means a lot to us, songs like this, you know. It tells a bit of history about the lads, you know. It's a song about McAlpine's. It was in the year of 39, when the sky was full of lead, when Hitler was heading for Poland, and sure Paddy for Holyhead. Well, come all you pincher laddies, and you long-distance men, don't ever work for McAlpine, for Wimpy, or even John Lang. So you stand behind the mixer, and your skin had turned to tan, and they'd say get on your paddy, with your boat fare stuck in your hand. While the crack was good above in Cricklewood, and they wouldn't leave the crown, with glasses flying, and the biddies were crying, sure the paddy was going to town. Oh, mother dear, I'm over here, sure I'm never going back. What keeps me here? The rake of beer, the ladies, and the crack. Sure I come from County Kerry, the land of eggs and bacon. If you think I'd eat your fish and chips, why Jesus, you're mistaken. I went down the glen, came McAlpine's men, with their shovels slung behind them. Was in the pub, did they drank the sub, and up in the spike you'll find them. Well, they sweated blood, and they washed down mud, with pints and quarts of beer. And now we're on the road again, with McAlpine's Fusiliers. Well, I stripped to the skin with the darky flint, way down upon the Isle of Grain. With a horse-faced tool, well, I knew the rule, no money if you stop for rain. Well, McAlpine's God is a well-filled hod, your shoulders cut to bits and seared. work till the sweat has had me bet with the Russian and the Czech and the Pole. Well, I'm shoveling jam upon the hydro dam or underneath the Thames in a hole. Well, I grafted hard and I got me cards and many a ganger's fist across the ear. Well, if you pride your life, don't try by Christ with Alpine Fusiliers.
Brilliant. Okay, we're going to move on and sing another song. This time is a song that its origins, I don't know, are they Irish or are they Scottish? Because the melody is the same for two different songs, and I'm going to sing Red as the Rose, but Loch Lomond is also the Scottish version. Same melody, just different lyrics, so I might even throw one of the Scottish verses in at the end of this song. As I said, this one's called Red as the Rose.
Over the hills, my bonny Irish lads. Over the hills, to your town. Each is a rose love, and I made a vow, and I be no true love forever. There is a lily of the valley. say that I roll, and I say roll. And I be in Scotland if I am. Me and my true love will never meet again. Bonny, bonny banks on the bonny, bonny banks on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
There we go, red as a rose. Just have to click on this and see what's next, lads. What sort of set list did we have? Oh yeah, we said we were going to do the Weller Man, which is an old traditional song. Yet again, like a lot of the songs that we do, old and traditional, and it has to be old. Yeah, I'd love water. Do you have water, do you? I'll get it after this song. If you go for the interview after this.
Singing about a song about the sea and you're thirsty.
That's it. That's exactly what it is.
I know you can't drink seawater.
Okay. I made a mistake. I said tunes didn't come in soon enough on his one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy of Sea. Windle up, about it down. Oh, my Billy boys roll. Soon may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when it's sung and it's done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the waterways, they came up and caught us this I happen and fall, and it made me crawl. Some may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when it's summer and sun, we'll take our leave and go. The line was cut, the waves feed a campus by the smell of feet. And even on the waves green, she took that ship and told. Some may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when it's summer and sun, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line was slacked and tight once more. Most the lost were only 4, but still that way to go. Soon may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when it's sung and it's done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as where the fight's a long ways, that duck and the ways that gone. Well, it makes his regular calls and courage to cut the crew and all. Soon may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when it's sung and it's done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when it's sung and it's done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when it's sung and it's done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when it's sung and it's done, we'll take our
Well, what can I say? As always, I always enjoy the Greenband. I'm a bit biased. My friend Stephen Leeson and the band was just fantastic. And I have to say, what was that song they had? Oh, The Weller Man. I believe it's going viral on TikTok. That was fantastic. I want to hear more about that. You're very welcome, Stephen.
Thank you for having me on our show.
On our show. I know, I love it. It's so good to have you here.
Absolutely delighted, of course, like, you know. I'm delighted to be with the band again, like,
Yeah.
you know. What was it, 6 months ago or 4 months ago we were
I
here
think
last?
about
is
6
it?
months ago. So
Yeah,
I'm looking
something
forward
like
to
that, so
interviewing
it's
you
so
on your own.
Good to be back again, yeah.
Yeah.
Different.
It is different. And I believe well, I do know you're away because obviously I was following you on your Insta.
Just back. This is the end of
Yeah.
our
Liverpool.
weekend almost. We were in Liverpool first, and then we were in Barrow and Fureys, and then we were back to Liverpool as well. But it was a crazy weekend, like, you know. But very, very successful weekend. We arrived. We had to get the ferry over because we were driving with the instruments and that, you know. And just as we arrived in Wales, like, you know, Holyhead, we get a phone call from one of the guys from Lanigan's in Liverpool, and just like, Stephen, you know the way you're supposed to be on at 10 o'clock, is there any chance you could be on at maybe 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock instead, because we do live music all day or whatever, like, you know. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, we could do 8 o'clock if you want. And I didn't know what she was talking about, like why there was a change of time. And then after I said, yeah, we could do 8 o'clock, and then she's like, but could you just do 6 o'clock as well? We've got 2 pubs, they're literally around the corner from each other, like, you know, so 6 to 8 and 8 to 10. I'm like, yeah, grand, it just means they're going to be finished earlier, like, you know, so it was a good start then, like, you know, and the places were hopping. That's my first time in Lanigan's, and right in the centre of Liverpool. We played the Liverpool Irish Centre on the Sunday night, like, you know, which I'd done once before solo. But it was brilliant. The crowds that turned up for us, like, was just like, even when we played the first pub in Liverpool, like, from 6 o'clock to 8, we actually brought the crowd with us. They followed us because I said we're going over to the next pub. They all come over, like, you know, and fill the other place as well, like, you know.
So I don't need to ask you how the ticket sales were.
Oh, on a Saturday night, I tell you, it's to date, that's the biggest gig that we've ever done as a band, and like, it was not a huge audience. Like, there's 300 people, but when 300 people are turning up and they're paying like £18 to get in to see you, it's a different type of gig. And we had support. Dennis Horan was on, and he also came and joined us mid-gig as well to sing a couple of songs. We had in-step Irish dancers supporting us as well, who also, when we turned up in the day, we thought it was just going to have support acts on for us, like, you know. We're like, oh yeah, cool, like, we've support acts and all, and the bees knees, like, you know. But they actually come on in the middle of the show. It was arranged that the dancers come in the middle of the show as well, like, you know. So it was like a big show as opposed to just us singing and cracking a few jokes and all that. But it went down brilliant, like, you know. They were queuing up at the end to get autographs, queuing to buy CDs, T-shirts, as you can see, T-shirts, and they were like, you know, it was a great experience, like, you know. Absolutely, the lads were delighted, but we're tired.
But I'd say it kept you going. You know, the momentum of everybody being there to support you.
Yeah, like, it's.
How was the boat trip?
Oh.
More to the point.
We did a gig on the Thursday night, and I think got maybe 3.5 hours of sleep. And I was a driver, so I was just absolutely wrecked, like, you know. Of course, the lads saw me fall asleep and took photographs, and they went up on Facebook and just to slag me and that, you know. I got them back. I don't know whether they've seen the photographs just yet, but
I saw your own.
I got them back. When I was lying on our way back yesterday, I was kind of falling asleep myself, and then I was seeing Mick dozing off, and then I popped my head around the corner to where Barry was, and he was asleep. I was like, I'm getting them back now, photographs. So.
But I love that. That's the crack about being in a band, isn't it? It's not always about just singing on stage and maybe learning songs. It's all about the buzz that happens.
Has to be fun. It's actually hard to putting a band together and getting on like that, and musically being creative and wanting the same thing as well as getting on. It's brilliant, like, you know. It's the best feeling ever, like, you know. It's like walking away from that weekend, like, you know. I think, if I'm right, for the lads and me, it was the best weekend we've ever had, like, you know. It was brilliant.
And tell us about, because obviously you had a wonderful live album that you recorded here actually in 2022.
Yeah.
So I believe there's another one coming up in 2023.
Yeah, even like the songs that we're doing tonight, like, we're messing around with a lot of songs and different arrangements to figure out what we want to put on the album. We haven't started recording it yet, like, you know, but that is the plan. It's definitely going to happen, like, you know. Just to do different arrangements of songs. Maybe we have 1 or 2 originals on it. I don't know. We haven't decided, like, you know, but we're definitely messing with some of the older traditional songs and just putting a new twist to them, I suppose, you know.
Have you a favourite song as a band?
As a band? No, I don't think so, like, you know. I suppose I could say The Mad Lady and Me, but that's on the album already that we've done. We recorded that first, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, and then we recorded it again when we were recording the live album here. But the uniqueness, it was a song written by Jimmy McCarthy, but we all love that. I think that's probably the favourite song out of the whole lot, because we've thrown a tune in as well, like in the middle of it, you know. Yeah, I think that might be it.
What's my one? The one that you speed it up when you go on, or I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, was that Mary Mac? Mary Mac's fellas make a Mary Mac.
Can you do that for me? Come on. Go on, do a bit of it for me.
Mary Mac's fellas make a Mary Mac. Mary Mac fellas make me. Mary Mac and gonna marry Mary. So Mary will take we will all feel Mary when I marry Mary Mac. And it goes, the speed of that goes, but I need the guitar to do it.
I have to say that brings me joy every time I hear it.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
It's a great song.
It's a difficult one to teach people to sing, all right.
And what about arranging songs and all that? How does that come about?
That happens between me and Mick. Barry doesn't turn up. Down there listening, Barry, yeah. So we
there's always one.
We always arrange, like, you know, to get rehearsals done and the whole lot, like, you know. But trying to get Barry to turn up is a difficulty, like, you know. So it generally starts with me and Mick creating the arrangement of a song, and like we might just play a couple of chords or something, and then he'd come in. But obviously, when we do get a hold of Barry, which we did obviously this weekend for rehearsals and that, especially before our gig on Saturday night, because we had a long time to do a sound check and have to go over rehearsals. But the fiddle just creates a different sound again, and Barry will be thinking we'll have sent him the recording of what our idea, and then he just finishes it up to polish it off, like, you know. But yeah, again, we're trying to do different things with the music just to make it interesting, and also to keep it live. We want our albums to sound like what it is if you're going to go and see us as well, so there's no falseness in it, like, you know.
And is it evolving?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think so. And I think we have our own unique kind of sound. Like, there's lots of bands out there doing different things and the same kind of songs or whatever as well, like, you know, but we're just doing a different, definitely, it's evolving differently, like, you know, creatively.
So I know you're 20 years gigging professionally, and obviously you've worked alongside the Dubliners and Dublin City Ramblers and Mary Black and the Fureys and all the... what have you favourite memories? Are they all just beautiful memories?
They're all great memories, like, you know. Being able to play on stage, like, you know, I supported the Fureys and Davey Arthur for a good few times over summer, about 10 years ago, like, you know, down in Killarney. I forget the name of the hotel, but Mick has had the pleasure of actually playing on stage with them or that as well, like, you know. They're friends of my family, so it's great that they were able to help me out a bit as well, and then that Mick was playing with them and Barry as well. I don't know, the memories, like, you know, one of my favourite memories, I suppose, was when I was on stage with, on Vicar Street, probably one of the biggest audiences that I've played with, when I joined the Dublin Legends, that they let me on the stage, like, you know. And then Shay Kavanagh, who's not with us today, he is on the album as the bass player. He's a good friend as well. He plays with the Dublin Legends now as well, and he's played with Mary Black and he's played with all the greats, like, you know, so it's great to have him on our side, and when he's available he's joining us. And I think at the minute, he said they're not gigging now until September, so a lot of the gigs that we're going to be doing now, Shay will be joining us. Like, we're with Shay again as a 4-piece band on Saturday night coming. We're playing in Boomers in Clondalkin. Just it's a private thing that we're just booked for, actually. I don't know how the gigs work, and Shay got it first, like, you know, but he's given us lots of contacts for festivals and stuff like that as well that are coming up, so we're looking forward to them.
How did you start singing and playing guitar? What came first?
The Bowron came first.
Oh, right, okay.
I was playing a Bowron.
Do you still play the Bowron, though?
I don't really know.
Could you, if you wanted to?
I could, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It was an excuse. I was about 17, 18 years of age. I was going along on a Sunday afternoon to a gig out in Howth, which I was only talking to Mick and Barry about recently. Barney McKenna from the Dubliners used to call in because his brother played in the pub as well, and my dad was playing music, and everybody was loving it, and they were drinking pints and enjoying themselves. And then I found out that they got paid for it. I was like, what? I'm bricklaying, like, you know, doing an apprenticeship as a bricklayer, and I'm like, this is the wrong one. They're getting paid for having fun and drinking a couple of pints, like, you know. So that's what I caught the bug as such, like, you know. Then picked up the courage to play the Bowron, sing a couple of songs, and then the guitar came. But I learned a lot from my dad.
So initially, were you on your own, or were you working with a band?
I started with that, just kind of learning and just copying what they were doing, and then I got my first gig in Johnny Fox's pub up the mountains. I was asked to be a lead singer for, what do we call ourselves, Dublin's Legacy at the time, and I'd never done a gig before myself. I didn't even know how to turn the guitar on. You know, I turned up for it. I was like, all right, I'll try it, like, you know. And yeah, that's it. I ended up, as I say, 4-piece band. One of the guys in the band was actually with the Dublin City Ramblers. He'd played with them for years, and it it was funny because I ended up playing with the Dublin City Ramblers then. After 3 years playing with them, then I got asked to join them, and I was with them for about 4 years. Then did my stuff as solo, then playing with the lads, Barry and Mick. Separately, they were playing with another band called the Invincibles, and sometimes I'd cover and play with them. And we know each other and have been playing together, like, I don't know, 10 years at least, I'd say, like, you know, and then we decided during the pandemic to put the band together.
That was going to be my next question, because I know you haven't been together that long.
Yeah, Barry had just said to me, I think, and he's like, we put it as the band. I was like, yeah, but like we had it as Stephen Leeson and the McGuire brothers, and I was like, but I think we'll just put it as one name and just go that way, like, you know, so that we're just equally involved. And not that we weren't when it was me and the names, but it's just better to put one name, and that's what we decided on. So
I think it's easier to be remembered and easier to say.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of like Stephen Leeson and the McGuire brothers or whatever that, you know, or just like Greenband, like, you know.
I actually keep forgetting that they're brothers. And who plays what? We won't get into that. That's another story
Barry
altogether.
and Mick is Mick.
And there's a lot of exciting things actually happening this year for you. Like, you're broadening your horizons, which is fantastic. So you're going to Rome, which I'm just back from, and it's incredible. You're going to have a fantastic time.
All right, okay,
oh,
yeah. It came out of the blue only last week.
I
I got a text message to say, are you available to do some gigs in Rome? And I was like, yeah. I asked the lads, and they were like, are you available in April to do some gigs in Rome? Mick thought I was talking about next year, because like it was very late notice, obviously, like, you know. And I was like, yeah, we're available. And then I got a text message a couple of days later. No, are you really available, like, for these dates or whatever? Just a weekend in Rome, big festival, like, you know. And I think it's just called the Irlanda Festival over there, like, you know. Apparently it's huge, like, you know. So that'll probably be the biggest festival that we'll have done so far. Like, we're only really together since the pandemic, so it's only just over a year or whatever, you know. So we're looking forward to that. That's the end of April.
And there is a big Irish bar there, actually.
Oh,
I used to pass it going on my way into the centre of Rome.
I've never been there.
I was thinking of, you know, but it's massive. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm sure you might be there.
Maybe I'll figure it out, yeah.
And also, Switzerland and America.
That's right, yeah. Switzerland, we were actually back from Switzerland. We were there a couple of weeks ago as well. We're going back over there in May, I think it is. We're doing a wedding or something like that over there. And then we're going back over for a festival that we did last year in August, which we're delighted that they asked us back again, like, you know. So we're doing a festival there. America is on the cards. It's looking like we may be there in June, but hasn't been completely confirmed. Like, but we're hoping to. I'm meeting the guy next week. He's flying over from America to meet us on Thursday of next week. So look forward to meeting him and sorting out what's what and how it's going to work, like, you know.
Every time I look at you on social media, you're checking into the airport.
Yeah.
That's very rock and roll.
It's amazing that they know my name behind the bar. I'm not even joking. One time I turned up in the airport and they gave me a free sandwich and a pint. I couldn't believe it. It was the first time out. They're like, oh, Stephen, you're back again. Go on, there's one on the house, like, you know.
Isn't that lovely though, isn't it?
It was unbelievable, like, you know, yeah. I do a lot of travelling, done a lot of travelling, but I missed out on all the travelling during the pandemic. So then I was just like full on any gigs that came in abroad. I was just like, yeah, let's do it. I was doing a lot of stuff solo. But now I'm delighted that I'm doing it with the lads, like, you know, that's starting to really pick up, like, you know.
Does the travelling affect you?
It's tiring, but I have to say I absolutely love it. I feel that that's where I belong. I would love to be on the road, like, even more. Some people get tired of it, and it is hard work. Like, this weekend just gone was like one of the hardest weekends I've done in a while, like, you know, as regards to travelling and not having time. Mick said as a joke one time, he says, I'll be delighted to get home. I don't even know what a knife and fork looks like anymore. We never once actually got to sit down and have a meal. Like, the only time we got to sit down was after a gig to have a drink and relax, but we're wrecked at that time, like, you know. We're living on sandwiches and a kebab at night time, like, very unhealthy.
I don't think that people realise actually that there's more to it than just being on stage.
Oh, there is, like, you know.
Between the travelling, the setting up, the taking down, the talking to people at the gigs and talking to the people who run the gig, it's a massive commitment.
Big time, because the gig
and your family have to be very understanding, the same, no more than my own family when you're
of course, when you're going away, like, you know. It's like, as you said there, even like when you do a gig, you've got to turn up like 2 hours before, do a sound check, make sure everything's right. Like, even like yesterday, the day before on Sunday, our gig was actually starting in the afternoon, and we had to shoot down from Barrow-in-Furness, 2 hour drive, 2 hours before the gig, do a sound check, did the sound check, then we had to go check into the hotel and then back, and we're eating it. We spotted a Subway and we're like, okay, we'll grab a quick roll in the Subway, which we did, and then we're eating that as quick as we can so we could jump in the taxi to get back to the gig. Arrived back at the gig at 3 o'clock, and I think we started at 3:05 on the gig, like, you know, and it's just mental, like, you know, the time, there's no time to do nothing.
Well, I've nearly come to the end of the interview.
Yes.
So, is there anything I've left
You're
out?
gonna wave.
I don't. Tony's giving me that little nod. Is there anything I've left out before we finish?
No, just check us out, Greenband Music. We're talking about getting a slogan for that actually. When we were over in Switzerland, there's a fellow saying Greenband Music, and we thought it's cool. So we're gonna maybe get something like that for it, you know,
That'd be
some
good.
ad, like, you know.
I want a green band and a T-shirt
Yeah,
the
we
next
have
time.
to get green bands. Yeah,
Seriously?
absolutely, yeah. No
I
bother
could have
at all.
worn one for the interview.
You could have. I never thought of that. Would you have done? I don't know.
Maybe.
And we'd like to say we miss Aja today because
Yeah,
she's not
we
here
do.
today.
We're
you know?
thinking of her.
Yeah,
We love her
definitely.
dearly. And the other thing, congrats on the 2nd anniversary of the show.
Yeah, can't believe it's been 2 years, like,
I
you
can't
know.
myself.
Unbelievable,
Time
like, you
flying
know.
by.
Thanks to everybody here, like, you know,
Yes.
can't appreciate it enough.
We're so blessed with the
Delighted to
wonderful
have-
crew we have.
Delighted to be working with you as well, like, you know. Yeah, great crew, yeah.
We've got on great, which is great.
Yeah, no, it's super.
So that's it. Thank you so much, Stephen.
Thank you for having me on
See you
our
soon.
show.
You're very welcome.
Debbie.
So thanks to Stephen for that. It's great having him here with this band, and the guys are great fun as well. We've had a fantastic show here tonight, so thank you so much. Join us next week, and for myself, Stephen, and the crew, good night. Thank you. Good night.